Okay, you know what I can't stand? Really stupid, idiotic conversations. Just can't stand them. So Bill Maher was on Stephen A. Smith's Sirius XM radio show, and Bill Maher actually said this, which I just think it's a dumbass idea. Listen to this here.
Who's the candidate on the left that can somehow derail him? Because I don't see anybody with a national presence that can pull that off. Where are you on that?
I see somebody right here in my Zoom camera, and by the way, only for you, Zoom. I hate Zoom, but for you. Where's the Stephen A. Smith presidential bubble?
No. I'd have to give up too much money, Bill. I'd have to give up too much money. I'm not giving up my money, man. I'm not giving up my money.
Yeah. Money. They'll give you a free plane from Qatar. Are you kidding? Don't worry about money. You don't need money when you're the president. You think the president carries money?
No,
he doesn't need money.
Not for 8 years. Probably be after that.
Well,
but go ahead.
Well, the Democrats, the reason why, I'm taking you a little more seriously for this is because the Democrats definitely need an outsider. I mean, I'm going to give you a little preview of something I'm working on that'll be on our show one of these weeks at the end as an editorial is. To me, the Democratic Party is a ghost brand. You know what a ghost brand is? It's like Sears or, General Electric. It's still a company, Abercrombie and Fitch, but they've really fallen on hard times.
Yeah.
But they've been around for a long time. So there is value in it's an asset, right? Because there are still people who know of the company, and if you could have somebody take it over, who's not sentimental about that company and, relaunch it, rebrand it. But it would have to be somebody who is unapologetic about calling them out. People have lost faith in the Democratic Party for very good reasons. You're the only one I hear who, doesn't look like he cares what the other Democrats will say about it.
I don't care. I really don't.
Right, I know.
I don't give a damn what they say. I really don't.
I know. And it's somebody, I don't either. I'm right where you are. We're very close on all these things. And I think somebody with that kind of abandon is the only person who is going to win back former Democratic voters who have switched.
So let's just deal here. This is why that's a stupid-ass conversation. I've said this. I've said to him, Stephen A. Smith ain't grossly qualified to not be president, to run for president, to think about president. At all. Bill Maher, same. Okay? Being an entertainer ain't the same as being president. Now, let's be real clear. Some of y'all might be saying, well, that America did vote for Trump. Let's be real clear. Trump is a white man with a lot of money, and what did he do? The Republican Party, he played to the issue of race. That's what he did. And see, this is where all these people are. All this, oh my God, we need an outsider. First of all, define an outsider. Define an outsider. I'm going to go ahead and say it. Democratic voters are smarter than Republican voters. Republican voters fell for the okie doke. They fell for the bullshit. Broke ass white people with no health care, no teeth, no education. Got behind a rich dude who would not even let them walk through his hotel lobby. Are we clear? You can't be a loud, uneducated person who's an outsider and you actually think Democrats are going to pay you any attention. That ain't going to happen, all right? And so I love these people like Bill Maher, who sit here and go, oh, we need an outsider who can actually run. Let's see here. Who was elected twice? Senator Barack Obama. Who was the Democrat before him? Governor Bill Clinton. 2-term president. Let's see. The Democrat before him. Who was that? Oh. That was Governor Jimmy Carter. Who was a Democrat before him? Oh, that was U.S. Senator Lyndon Baines Johnson, who actually was vice president, who became president, and then was elected to his own 4-year term. Who was before that? Oh, I'm sorry, that was Harry Truman, who followed FDR after FDR was there for 4 terms. What was FDR? governor, New York. Do y'all see where I'm going? Do y'all see why these are stupid conversations? See, this is where this is what Trump has done. Trump has dumbed down America so much that we literally will have conversations about grossly unqualified people because they happen to entertain us. Oh, Schwarzenegger should run. Oprah should run. Oh, George Clooney should run. That's what we've actually become, okay? So what we've done is we've stopped actually thinking smart is sexy. So Trump has so delegitimized politics that what Democrats are saying is, hey, let's have a buffoon run who is loud, obnoxious, who yells at people, says crazy things, and yeah, that's actually going to do it. No, that's not going to do it. What's actually going to work is if you have a Democrat who says, this is what I'm going to deliver, and actually do it. You see, Democrats said, oh no, we can't change the rules in the Senate because if we change the rules when it comes to the Biden-Harris nominees, then the Republicans, they're definitely going to do it. So what do Democrats do? They play by the rules. And then what do Republicans do when Trump gets in? They change them. They're like, yeah, we're going to move these nominees. They go ahead and do it. Republicans lay out Project 2025, a damn near 1,000-page document, and says, if you put us back in, we're going to do all of these things. They literally gave them the playbook. Every time I think about this, I think about Barry Switzer. Barry Switzer says, if we run the wishbone the way we're supposed to run the wishbone, you will never be able to stop us. That's what they did. The problem is, we had a bunch of dumbass people who are progressives or independents who said, okay, I know they did Project 2025, but I don't really think they're going to actually do what they wrote down. Really? Who spends 3 years putting together a massive plan that's damn near 1,000 pages and then go, we were just joking? No, they were very serious. And so this is a moment for serious people in serious times. Not a Stephen A. Smith, not a Bill Maher, not some other damn entertainer who talks big shit on television, but then when you actually have to deal with the thorny issues, it's a whole different conversation. And that's what we're talking about. And so, sure, Stephen A. can pontificate and blow hard, and he can go on Chris Cuomo, and then he can go on CNN, he can do all of that stuff. That ain't governing. And so the stupidity of the Bill Mahers of the world is to act like, oh my God, there are no Democrats who can run. Let's see. You have a governor reelected in Illinois, J.B. Pritzker. You got a governor in Maryland, Wes Moore. You got a governor in Michigan, Gretchen Whitmer. You got a governor in Pennsylvania, Josh Shapiro. You got a governor in California, Gavin Newsom. You got a governor in Kentucky, Andy Beshear. And we ain't even talking about the other folks who might be United States senators or in Congress as well. That's what we're dealing with. So I think it's stupid to somehow suggest, oh, Democrats don't have anybody who could run. Vice President Kamala Harris could run again. We know Pete Buttigieg plans on running again. And so you're going to have 8 to 10 to 12 Democrats who actually run. But if they're going to win, what they have to do is that they actually put together, the Obama coalition was there, which means you're going to have to actually talk to people. You're going to have to invest in African Americans. You're going to have to stop listening to these white, dumbass Democratic strategists who won't spend money on blacks and Latinos because they're still chasing that mythical, invisible white woman in the suburbs who ain't voting for the Democrats. So the way you win is you actually appeal to your base. And what you also do is you be a Democrat who has the guts and the courage to go to some broke-ass, red, white, uneducated, unhealthy places and say, guess what? Why y'all asses keep voting against your own interests? See, to me, if I'm a Democrat running, you know what I do? I go to West Virginia and I say, hey, West Virginia, here are the stats. You at the bottom in education, the bottom in health care, the bottom in wages, all these categories. So, do y'all voted for this person? Oh, did y'all see how he or she voted on education? How they voted on health care? How they voted on right to work? And you go, so can y'all explain to me what the hell y'all doing? Then when you leave West Virginia, hop on over to South Carolina, then go to Tennessee, then go to Arkansas, then Mississippi, then Louisiana, do Florida, going over to Texas, is having real conversations. But what I'm sick and tired of are these idiots who throw this silly shit out every damn time. I did Earn Your Leisure. They threw out, oh man, Steph Curry. I was like, are you out of your fucking mind? And I love Steph, great basketball player, okay? But I'm not tossing out Steph Curry's name to be the goddamn president of the United States. That to me is what's stupid. And we keep having these dumbass conversations by these media people. So I just have one thing to say. And again, me and Stephen A. cool. We talk and we text. You know what? Y'all can have these dumbass television conversations, but the rest of us are in real America in real time. And what we don't need is a goddamn entertainer trying to run to the president of the United States. Nola, you first. Nola, go.
So, yes to everything that you just said. I am. I'm trying to.
Go.
Oh, okay. Yes to everything you just said. Shit.
Come on,
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you got that ragged ass internet. Go. Okay, see, I told you she got that cricket internet. Zabor, go.
Everything you said is absolutely right. They giving everybody a mic to say the craziest of things. We don't need nobody else that's incompetent, that don't know politics, that don't know economics, that don't know science, that don't understand research. We need somebody that's going to understand and look at the facts, look at all of the things, how we could create so much damage in less than 6 months. We got to stop spreading rhetoric that is impacting our communities. It's impacting Black, brown, disabled, all of these things. And you have the nerve to still not take this serious. How do we even say things like that? If you're looking at how this is impacting all of the things, how we have the government more in our business than we've ever had them, and we're dealing with people that are saying one thing, they don't want big government, they don't want this, they don't want that. But then on the other side, they're supporting all of these things that allow the government to be directly in our business. And you say things like you want a person that yes, he's charismatic, yes, he's a truth teller, allegedly, or fearless, or whatever you want to say, but that don't make sense when it comes to running this country. I want a person that understands the policy brief. I want a person that's not on TikTok or on Twitter saying all of the weird things just because that's the first thing that came to their mind. I want a skilled person, a person that has a skilled team, a person that has a representation that looks like the rest of this country and not just a bunch of white people in a room doing what they want to do. We need real change, real people, and people that understand our issues. We need real organizing, grassroots efforts. We need a real president, a real leader that understand what the people need, not just, I need some money and I'm worried about this. That doesn't even make sense. We don't need Unfiltered in that way.
Greg?
I agree. You know, it's very interesting. Maybe a third, the most charitable reading of it is a third of those eligible to vote in the United States of America voted for Donald Trump in the last presidential election. Just a little over 60% of the people who are eligible to vote in this country voted. That means that just somewhere south of 40% of the people in this country did not vote at all. And of the people who voted, only about a third of the people who voted for Donald Trump. He has no mandate. He has no veneer of inevitability, and he is a purebred idiot. This conveys the sense that the United States is an idiocracy. We all saw Bozo vomiting at the United Nations this week. And unfortunately, these news cycle, not even news cycle, these platform-driven politics have projected the idea that people in the United States are just that stupid. It's not the case. There are a lot of stupid people, millions of them pull the lever for Donald Trump. Stephen Anthony Smith has no chance to be president of the United States. However, he occupies an outsized space in these broadcast and streaming media platforms. So when he comes out, as he did this spring, and saying that he may have no choice but to run for president, when he comes out, as he did earlier this year, and talks about the idea, that's when asked, well, why would you start a political career by starting as president? And he responds, why not? This, of course, this isn't unhinged. This isn't delusional. This is a talking head doing what talking heads do, talking. When he said this week, when he asked the question, who cares what Kamala Harris has to say in the wake of the release of her book, and when he says that her political career is over, well, I put as much stock in that as I do anything Stephen Anthony Smith says, which really comes down to me think, oh yes, zero. I put nothing in Stephen Anthony Smith. And finally, when he said, as he has said this week, that Josh Shapiro or Wes Moore might be the best candidates. This is where I think Stephen Anthony Smith comes into play, if at all. There are people who might consider something he has to say as it relates to politics to be worthwhile. These people would be deeply ignorant and underinformed, but they might say that. Stephen Anthony Smith working the angles so that he can remain visible, so that he can continue to make his money, as we heard him say, talk to Bill Maher, who is a completely, almost indescribably useless public commentator. When he says that, well, then he would then might calculate that it might be better for me to push forward names that will keep my name in the mouths and my face in the eyes of the people who give me my bread and butter by making me relevant, by allowing me to appear places. I think that's what we're going to see more and more for Stephen Anthony Smith as politics heats up, election cycles get closer, and people begin to focus on real issues. Stephen Anthony Smith will never be president of the United States, and he will never run. What he wants to do is take up time, like what he's doing right now.
And again, real simple. Bottom line is, look, folks can have whatever conversation they want. I just want people to understand, don't waste your time with dumb, useless conversations. And if any of these people are talking about entertainers or sports talking heads or entertainment talking heads or y'all, it's a waste of time. I'm telling you right now, there are real people on the Democratic side who can run for president. We don't have to resort to stupidity. When I say we, I mean the American people. Enough is enough. We are seeing the damage of what happens when you elect an idiot and put him in charge. Because we know Donald Trump is actually not in charge. We know who's in charge? Stephen Miller, Steve Bannon, the Fairless Society. That's who's in charge.
Hello, I'm Isaac Hayes III, founder and CEO of Fanbase, and I'm here with a very important message. We are at a turning point in the Black community where we must have equity in the apps we use that scale to billions of dollars. But this time, we own the infrastructure, we own the culture, and we shape the future. And Fanbase is the future. Fanbase combines the free functionality of Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube into an all-in-one platform built for the evolution of social media and monetization. With over 1.4 million users, that's real proof that we are shifting the conversation of tech ownership and equity for creators. So right now, I want you to go to startengine.com/fanbase and invest today. The minimum to invest is $399. That gets you 60 shares of stock in Fanbase at $665 a share. This marks a turning point in Black ownership of social media. If we don't take this opportunity to own social media right now, we will always be customers to our own creations. And that can't go on. So once again, go to startengine.com/fanbase and invest today. We must own the platforms where our voices live, our stories matter, and where our culture drives the world. Thank you.